Hey, my name is Madeline and I'm 20 years old. I'm going to share an experience that completely broke me and shattered my self confidence. But of course, that was just a phase and I was able to get through it. Before I get into the details of my story, don't forget to like and subscribe to this video to support me. I've always been a bit overweight compared to the other kids my age. Everyone used to mock me and tease me ever since I was in high school. My parents supported me and taught me how every body type was beautiful. They taught me to love myself. When I got into college, I went to a swimming pool with my friends. There was this lifeguard there. His name was Mike. I couldn't swim that day because I wasn't feeling too well, so I just sat in a corner and observed everyone. Well, to be honest, I never learned how to swim, so either way, I couldn't go into the pool. My eyes kept following Mike as I noticed how friendly and polite he was. Did I mention that he was extremely good-looking, too? He could totally be a model for any fashion magazine. After that day, I decided to join swimming lessons at the same place, because that would mean I could get to see Mike every day. Maybe I could get to know him more and even become friends with him. With that in mind, I started classes. Now, there was a bit of an embarrassing situation for me. Everyone was staring at me when I came out in my swimsuit. I started feeling self-conscious. I could hear some of them whispering about how ugly and fat I looked. I decided to ignore them and focused on learning to swim. While all of this was happening, I turned to look at Mike. He was watching me with a disgusted look on his face. I was really shocked and upset to see this. Maybe it was just my imagination. I was used to people mocking me, so it could be that I was assuming things. After the lessons ended that day, I came out of the pool to find Mike pointing at me and laughing with his friends. I was thinking of approaching him, but now I was afraid. When I got back home, I convinced myself that it was definitely my imagination. Mike wouldn't do that. He was a friendly and nice guy, right? See, here's the thing. When you like someone, you try to overlook all their flaws. That was exactly the case with me. It was glaringly obvious that Mike had been making fun of me, but I wasn't ready to accept this fact. So I went back the next day and the day after. I wasn't going to give up on the lessons, at least. Every day I faced the same kind of treatment from the people around me, but I didn't let it affect me. Mike had stopped paying attention to me. I didn't know whether it was a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, I didn't have to see the disgusted look on his face now, but this also meant that he had no interest in me whatsoever. I shook my head. I didn't need that kind of interest. I wanted Mike to appreciate me, not mock me. So I guess it was a good thing that he had stopped noticing me. On a Saturday, the pool was really crowded. There were more people than usual because it was a really hot day. Some of the kids were laughing at me, and their parents were encouraging them. When I tried to get in the pool, a kid blocked my way. "Hey, fatty, there's no space for you here," the kid yelled. "Go somewhere else." I guess this was funny for everyone else because they burst out laughing, while I stood there in shock. I didn't want to argue with a kid, so I went to the other side. It was the deeper end of the pool, and there was no one here. It was perfect for me. No humans to disturb me. I got into the water, and I was trying to apply what I had learned in my lessons so far, but that wasn't enough. Or should I say, I was not good enough. I wasn't ready to swim in such deep waters, and within minutes, I was drowning. "Help me!" I yelled so that any lifeguard could hear me. My eyes fell on Mike, who was standing just at the edge. He had heard me, but instead of helping, he scoffed. "How pathetic," he laughed. "You should have stuck to your zone, fatty. Actually, you don't even belong here at all. Fat people like you should stay away from swimming. Don't you know that you have a higher probability of drowning?" What kind of stupid crap was he uttering? Before I could yell for help again, I heard chants of "Fatty, fatty" from every person present in the pool. Some people were even laughing and filming the whole thing. I didn't know when it happened, but I felt hot tears streaming down my face. This was the biggest humiliation ever in the 20 years of my life. I was on the verge of drowning, and instead of helping me, everyone was busy recording and making fun of me. I don't know how much time passed, but eventually, an old man came to my rescue. I thanked him sincerely, and he advised me to stay away from the deep end. Not just deep ends, stay away from this place, Mike intervened. Honestly, you're ruining our image. We don't want a fatso like you in our pool. I heard the clicks of a camera and turned around to see that people were still taking photos of me. Doesn't she look like an elephant in that swimsuit? A kid laughed. I hid my face in embarrassment and ran away from there. Back at home, I locked myself in my room and cried all night. People had posted those videos of me drowning and they were going viral. I was so ashamed to even talk to my parents about it. That day, I came to a cruel realization. To survive in this world, I needed to be slim and beautiful. That was what society wanted from me anyway. My will didn't matter, right? I started following a diet plan and a workout routine the very next day. I didn't want to be called fatty anymore. I wanted to lose the weight. Within a few months, my weight reduced significantly, and I started getting compliments from everyone. People would now stop and stare at me. They would ask me the secret to my fit body. I'm not gonna lie, that kind of attention felt great, but it wasn't what made me happy. I even became a model, something I would have never dreamed of, and one day I got a call from the same place that had broken me. Yep, it was the people from my old swimming pool. They wanted me to visit once so that I could do some promotion for them. I really didn't want to go. That incident from just a few months ago had left me traumatized, but then again, I wanted to show those losers that I wasn't that same weak girl anymore. So I went there. The people who had made fun of me were now welcoming me warmly. They were complimenting me on my looks and my figure. Mike even came up to me, looking like he was starstruck. Madeline, I'm a big fan of yours, he gushed. Meeting you like this is a dream come true. I smiled. This guy really didn't recognize me. Well, that was expected. I looked different now. The whole day, Mike kept hitting on me, and I had half a mind to tell him who I really was. But wasn't it ironic? A few months ago, I would have given anything to be loved by this guy. Now, I didn't want anything to do with him. I just wanted him to realize that what he had done to me was wrong. We met at an expensive restaurant over the weekend. Mike was dressed in his best clothes, but I could tell he wasn't that well off. During the date, he kept talking, and I just kept nodding and smiling. When it was time to pay for the food, I waited for him to take out his wallet. He gave me a nervous look, looking embarrassed. What happened, Mike? I asked. Don't you have enough money to pay for the food? Actually, He struggled to get his words out. I shook my head. So pathetic. Broke people like you should stay away from such fancy restaurants, I scoffed, and I paid using my card before turning back to look at the shocked expression on his face. What? Why do you seem so shocked? I asked. Did it remind you of something? If it did, then perhaps it's time that you reflect on your actions. And if it didn't, I would say that you're still the pathetic lifeguard that I used to know. He opened and closed his mouth several times. You are... That's right. I am the fatty from the pool, I smirked. Not so fat now, am I? It's funny how you didn't recognize me considering the amount of time you spent mocking me. He hung his head low in shame. I'm sorry. I really am. I don't need your apology, I told him truthfully. I don't even care about what you did anymore, because that was on you. There's no need for me to seek external validation, but I would say one thing for sure. I am not looking to date a guy like you. I don't need someone who drags me down or judges me based on my appearance. I would rather die single. He was so ashamed of himself that he didn't even say anything. My work here was done. He would never think of doing that to any person ever again.